Somebody say, what's the program about? This is our church. Every Sunday we gather here to have our church. Obviously, you must be new. You must be joining us for the very first time. Yeah, share password. Somebody share me password. If in one call, how are you doing? Okay, so two Facebook channels. I think I'm fine now. Second Facebook channel, we're good. Okay. Happy Sunday, everybody. How are you doing? Reading scriptures for me today is supposed to be Belinda. I hope I've not delayed her too long. Happy Sunday, everybody. How are you all doing? So we begin now in earnest. Time is now. Dolly, oh, happy Sunday. So I want you to say hello to somebody around you. Let us start by greeting one another. Just say hello to somebody beside you, around you. Today I'm going to try not to make it too harsh. You know, sometimes my sermons can be a bit harsh. Belinda, you are late. Aitete mole. You know what when Yoruba people say aitete mole? Ole moloko. It means if you not catch thief quickly, thief will begin catch the owner of the farm. Aitete mole, ole moloko. So as Belinda not quick catch me, I go first catch her and say, Belinda, hey, I don't catch you. You are late. How are you all doing? Sorry, setting up the internet has been a bit of a challenge, but finally we're up on all platforms. Thank God that this IPNX people came back. If not, hey, if I was using normal, what is it called? To go live, normal MTN that we're using, we are still setting up for like a week. We're still setting up. So good morning, everyone. Finally, we're ready to go. One that is here with us today. Let us start with a prayer. Heavenly Father, I come before you to thank you for every single thing you've done in our lives. I thank you for your kindness and your mercy. I thank you for your love and your forgiveness. I ask that you guide us, guard us, and protect us, O Lord. In Yahushua's name I pray. Amen. And all the good people in the house said a big amen. Welcome, Mrs. Linda. I see you coming in. Where's Tolu Honiki? So let it not just be when we are gathering to gossip that we all gather. Natural Gambia, I see you. How are you doing? So let us start first of all. My topic, we have somebody we pay salary every month that makes the Free Nation posts and does some Free Nation work. So in the middle of the night, I always send the post so that by the time I'm up in the morning, I can put up the post and people will know that, okay, this is our topic for today. And the topic is witches of Nigeria. And when I woke up, I'm sure this happens to all of you. You go to your phone and watch a couple of reels. That's why it's not good to go to your phones, because those reels can be so addictive. You sit down and do 3 hours work on your phone, and trust me, 1 hour plus is reels, right? That's why sometimes you are better off with a desktop, not a laptop, a desktop that cannot play reels if you really want to work. But even for that laptop set, it's you just find yourself, the reels are so addictive that you can sit down and watch them for 8 hours. I don't know if I'm making sense to you. So as I woke up in the morning, I usually routine, say a prayer, thank God for life, hand the day over to God. Even though I'm in control, God is going to direct me. And then I go to my phone to read my emails, text messages, WhatsApp, and DMs. Please don't send me DM on Facebook. I will not read it. Don't be angry. Or TikTok. When I say DMs, I mean Instagram DMs. I do read my mails every day. And be rest assured that if you beg me for money in my mail, you will be sent to spam, and all your mails going forward will be spammed. If I know you one-on-one, for you to beg me, I have to know you. Because the people that I know have not finished taking care of them, and I want to be taking care of strangers with beautiful stories. Stories that touch, emotional stories. Please, that's not going to work. So I just run through my emails, run through my texts, run through my WhatsApp messages. Sometimes I run through both I have a public WhatsApp that everybody has the number, and then I have the private WhatsApp that I give a few people that I know will not stress me. And if I didn't give you that WhatsApp number, I say, hello, Daddy, please. Once I read the message, I know that I did not give you this number. I'll just block you and say, please, WhatsApp. I'll just give you the public one. Go there and have a field day. Someone said, I've not replied you about prayer meeting. Please send the DM again, Victoria. I'll follow that up. So while I was going through the reels, I stumbled upon a post with Peter Obi talking about night vigil. And then I stumbled upon another post with DO to the TUN, my former colleague, Dotun, son, over Peter Obi's comment that Nigeria does not need night vigils. That instead of night vigils, we should have night shifts. And I was like, that's profound. In every developed country in the world, they have night shifts, not night vigils. Since you don't do Canada, how many people they do night vigil? If they do, I'm Africans, Pentecostals. And then that reminded me of the very same scenario that was created in the 80s and 90s, where the transference of the responsibility of the society was handed over or transferred to spirits, witches, and wizards. And I cannot but clap for my Bamiloye's contribution towards the spiritualization of problems. I didn't enjoy it back then, but everybody was watching. If you remember that time clearly, you all Gen Zs have no clue what that is. What is zone Gen what? Gen Alpha. You are Z, I mean. The two of you are Zs. Okay. So, it has been a mind shift. When I stopped my kids from going to church, the motive was, I'm not saying there's no God. I'm not saying there's no spirituality. I don't want it to be your foundation. If you talk to my dad, who's Muslim, anything you say, my dad will say, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. It's always God in it. When you talk to my mom is also all God, 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 God. Taste Bud's mom too, everything. God did it, God, God, God. And I realized that It is risky putting God in the foundation of what you are supposed to do. I sat down and somebody said, no, Daddy Freeze. I remember when I was younger, I was having an argument with some friends. And I was like, if I see 200,000 now, I go buy 3 Okada. I go use and they do deliveries. This was in the 2000s. See, what was that? I'll buy 3 Okadas and I'll be using the Okadas to do delivery. When they bring the Okada ahead. So as I was just describing my beautiful business plans, one guy said, you've been talking since and it's been making sense. But where are you going to put God? I thought about it. I said, but God is already there. No, Daddy Freeze. That time I was DJ Freeze. I said, no, DJ Freeze. Without God, this thing cannot work. And no matter how much I tried to explain things, no matter how much I tried to wrap things around my tiny little brain back then, it just wasn't working. So before you knew it, I also joined the God crew. Before you start your business, I remember when I bought my Range Rover, I got a pastor from my church to come and pray over it. I'm not saying you can't pray over your car, but actually bringing a pastor to pray over your car, I think that's a little, you understand, a little much. But you see, because God has to be in everything, we have to bring God into everything. But then, I was reading the story of a gentleman called Eduardo Saverin. Let me bring Belinda up as we're about to start going into scriptures and all. Belinda, if you're ready, say yes so I can bring you up. I don't know if you've heard of Eduardo Saverin. Okay. Have you heard? Now, when Mark Zuckerberg first started Facebook, Eduardo was the guy that put down the first $5,000 for servers. Make una dey hear story. That guy that brought out $5,000 and gave Mark Zuckerberg, said, for the servers. In total, Eduardo contributed. Hello, Belinda, you're looking beautiful. In total, Eduardo contributed $30,000. How much is $30,000 now? At 1,700, at $2,000 is 60 million. Sorry, at 2,000 naira to a dollar is about 60 million. So let's say about 55 million. Now let's say, because this was done over 10 years ago, and inflation and all, the money will be double. So let's just say about 120 million naira. When Eduardo was walking away from Facebook, he went with $12 billion and moved to Brazil. So the government did not even take tax. That's why they have the Eduardo, that is his name again, Saverin clause. Meaning if you sell a company, you cannot carry the money out of the US without paying tax. He was the first person that was able to sell a company, sell his stake in a company, and move the money. And then when he went to where he went to, he grew the money from 12 billion to about 26. Forbes estimated at about $30 billion. Let's talk about Eduardo. Let us talk about Mark Zuckerberg. Let us talk about Bill Gates. Let us talk about Warren Buffett. Let us talk about Elon Musk. Let us talk about Jeff Bezos. There is one thing that they all have in common. It's called innovation. Amazon brought change to how people bought stuff. Tesla brought change to how the automotive industry was run. Bill Gates brought change to computer and computing. Steve Jobs brought change to mobile telephone, the mobile telephone industry. Mark Zuckerberg brought change. So there's change. It's common to all billionaires. Innovation and change. Hard work. I was listening to a billionaire the other day. He said that as an entrepreneur, he works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Taste buds, I seize her phone. Once it's like 2 a.m., I literally seize her phone. If you leave her, she will work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. She'll work through a movie, she'll work through a restaurant, she'll work through a meal, she'll work through a drive. You know, when I drive in I paid $6,000 for my Burmester sound system. I want to enjoy it when I'm driving, but then you are driving, I just put the music. Armstrong. You know the person that sang it. I will not mention the person that sang it, so I will not get into trouble. You'll be feeling the next thing, thunder volume. What is wrong? What is happening now? Why have you not been delivered? I'll cringe my teeth. Then that call will last for about 5 minutes. Then if I want to listen to it, so I have to listen to the song well, so I take it back to the beginning. So I just hit, the Mercedes trackpad, there's a little thing you tap and then you just do your hand like this, the song go back to beginning. We never hear the song reach chorus, another call don't come in. You are in the market now, Abi. Okay, what's the list? No, it cannot be 1 million naira. I gave you 700,000. Why is it 1 million naira? No. Before you know it, we have gotten to where we have gotten to. I have not listened to one song complete. That's the life of an entrepreneur. They don't rest. Bill Gates doesn't have time. Mike Adenuga doesn't have time. Dangote doesn't have time. That's why many of them are not even married. And that's why the ones that are married are divorced. Elon Musk, divorced. Adenuga, divorced. Dangote, divorced or not married. Jeff Bezos, divorced. Bill Gates, divorced. The only billionaire that is married is Zuckerberg. And maybe Buffett. So if you mention 10 billionaires, you see that it's 20% that is married. Because it requires, look at somebody beside you and say, sacrifice. And change. The second thing, sacrifice. There are people who have been sacrificing and will still not make $1. But what they build will go into the next generation. Then the third thing after sacrifice is investing wisely. Eduardo took $30,000, put it in a company that he believed in, and turned $30,000 into $12 billion in that same America that you are in. Many of your parents had $30,000, but the problem is they did not have Mark Zuckerberg. They did not have someone with a dream around them. And many of our parents, if you actually had someone with a dream, they buy the dream. They strangle the dream. They hang the dream. They feed the dream some sniper. Our parents were very good at that. By the time you carry your dream to go and meet your parents, they will give you sniper and say, take this dream, give it this sniper. Take this rope, hang this dream. In fact, take this GUN, carry the dream to the beach, tie it to a stake, and give it firing squad. They invested right. There is no formula to success. There is none. I was reading the story of McDonald's the other day. McDonald's owns anywhere you say McDonald's restaurant, they own the building. I was like, wow, real estate is important. Then I read the story of Marriott. Marriott almost owns none of their hotels. They actually lease them. Is property important? Is real estate important, or is it not important? Marriott is doing very well as a hotel chain. McDonald's is doing very well as a fast food chain. And they are using opposite formula. Uber owns no cars. But they are the world's largest taxi service. So there is no formula in what you can do or how you do it, but you must be dedicated, hardworking, ready to success. You must be innovative. Whether you buy land or you don't buy land, there are billionaires who don't have landed property, who don't believe in real estate. And there are billionaires who are billionaires because of real estate. But whether you are a billionaire because of real estate, or whether you are a billionaire because you don't like real estate, you cannot be lazy. You cannot lack innovation. You cannot lack dedication. You cannot lack sacrifice. You cannot not see the future. If you follow the story of Warren Buffett, you would understand how Warren Buffett was able to see the future, how Walt Disney was able to see the future. So the way you are going to get to where you are, to your success, doesn't matter. Whether you buy a house or you don't buy, whether you buy a car or you don't buy. Cartier's shop in New York, when they were starting, Louis Cartier bought the building with a pearl necklace. He sold the pearl necklace for $1 million or $10 million, I forgot what it was, and bought a whole building. So where am I going with this? The network is a bit bad. I don't know, it's from both ends. IPNX is a mess, but I can see you. I'm just trying to work it to see if it's better. Or maybe I can't move to MTN anymore because I'm using MTN for one of the phones. Try.
Yeah, the network is so bad. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Okay. Okay, so just hold on. Guys, please, just hold on. I'm going to try something now. Hold. Any improvement, Belinda? Not really. Is it worse?
I think it's better. I can hear you now and I can see you.
Okay. Could you guys hear me before up till now? It's slightly better. IPNX has been, they called me this morning. They said, they want to see if it's working. If you see what I told them, So what I'm saying is, when it comes to what makes a person, a company, or a success, or a business successful, we can never know, but we know you must be hardworking. We know you must be dedicated. We know you must sacrifice. We know you must be innovative. We know you must invest right. Somebody that put that 30,000 Eduardo put in Facebook, if he had bought a limited edition Patek, he would probably have quadrupled the money. Maybe that money would be 200,000. If he had bought a house, he probably would be around that same 200,000. If he had bought gold, he probably have turned the money to around 200,000. If he bought land and developed it, maybe 500,000. But he put it in Facebook and turned 30,000 to 12 billion. Invest right. There is none of the equations. I've given you all the equations to success. None includes prayer. None of the equations include prayer or includes prayer. I want to tell you a story. A guy called Christopher Koch. Koch is spelled K-O-C-H. In 2009, he bought 5,000 bitcoins for $25. 25 US dollars, he bought 5,000 bitcoins. 4 years later, in 2013, he sold them for $100,000. Look at how much money he made, from $25 to $100,000. And he used it to buy an apartment. Good investment? Well, today, that same amount of Bitcoin will be worth $355 million. If he had held on for 10 more years and lived in a rented apartment, he will be able to buy Nigeria. Or maybe if he doesn't want to waste all his money, maybe just buy, maybe like Osun State. You carry like $100 million, they will sell you Osun State now. Pata $120 million. So, investing right will bring success. Our parents were not taught to think about life like this. Instead, we see people praying, and Peter Obi said it. Peter Obi said, you have to be hard. God can bless hard work. God can bless your innovation. I said something the other day. I said the difference between a Christian, someone who believes in Yahweh, and a non-Christian is that work of my hands. I can invite God into my life to give me the revelation, to direct me on what to do and how to do it. I was thinking of a particular experience that I had, and I'm going to share it with you. My early days as a YouTuber, when I first started YouTube, because of my divorce, I was moving from house to house. So I forgot the address I gave them for Google, and that time Google was very, very strict. So by the time I got eligible for YouTube monetization, I had moved from VI to 1004 to Lekki. So I now did not remember. And then me and my landlord in 1004 quarreled. So even if they sent the letter to, what is it called, 1004, I will never have gotten it. Because it will probably go to the landlord. Now, by then, I had started gathering small money. I gathered $1,500 inside my account. Then they were waiting to transfer it to my bank account. But for me to verify my bank account, I had to go through a process called AdSense. Back then, my brother, we were going back and forth. They sent me a password. The password not work. I not see the password. I not see the letter. One day I just opened my YouTube account. They just gave me 28 days. Say if I cannot verify my address within 28 days, I lose the money. That time, $1,500 is not like now. $1,500 is like 2-point-something million naira. But Bamiloye, that time naira was still strong, so it wasn't that. But it was all the money I had. I was like, how am I going to lose this money? And I had 1 week left. I just got a call from TVC. That's the TV station. They said, I'd given up. They said that if we want to interview you 5 a.m. in the morning. Me that does not like to wake up before 11. You want to interview who? I don't know. My spirit just said, just go and do the interview. I now woke Taste Buds up. I said, you are going to come with me. That's how we woke up. We left the house around, the interview was around 6 a.m., but we had to leave the house like 5. Me. And then Ikeja. Lekki to Lekki, I no go come 5 a.m. I no go even wake up. If you can't put it like 2 o'clock, forget me, I'm not part of it. Now 5 a.m. to a place. How? What is... I just got into the car with taste buds. We drove down. So we got there like 15 minutes early. So while sitting in the waiting room, there was just one random guy sitting down there. So I was like, hello, how you doing? They introduced us. So yeah, Daddy Freeze, oh wow. I said, what do you do? He said, I work in Google. Taste bud, do you remember?
Yes, I do.
As in, I was 1 week away from losing my account and losing my money. 1 week, as in it was counting down 28 days. You can't reach 1 week. Nothing, we're not trying, no work. I just sit down, just meet the guy. Say, Papa, I've been having this problem. I said, no, okay, no problem, we'll sort it out. Within 48 hours, it was sorted out. The next thing, I just see my money for my account. For my... So, God will direct you. As a Christian who believes in God, He will, because I had no business. It was not something I do normally. And if I'd come in late, I would have missed the guy. As in, just because I came in early, you know, they'll keep you in a room with other guests while they're waiting to set you up to go live. So Taste Buds was there sitting with me, and we just saw the guy, just random. I just took the guy's contact, called the guy just sorted it all out. So yes, God does direct. Sometimes you will feel an urge to do something. The more you grow spiritually, the more you will feel the urge to do certain things. And the more you will feel the urge to not do certain things. I can tell you my story for free. I'm never emotional. Anytime I'm emotional like this, I mess up. There's one particular person Taste Buds warned me about. Said, this person, or Dale, if you understand Yoruba, said, this person, snitch, this person no be better person. Forget all this one way they do. I say, you overreact too much. This morning I had to go and meet this one. I said, baby, for the first time in your life, you're actually right about that particular person. Sometimes you will feel it. You will not be able to know why. You will not, but because you have walked with your spirit, with God within you, and God is pointing things out to you. Natural Gambia said, no, it doesn't work. You have to use the one in the UK. You can't use Nigeria to sort it out. And I'm no longer in contact with the guy. After a time, me and the guy quarreled though. One day, I don't know what happened, just quarreled and stopped talking. So you understand that I needed him just for that season. I needed him just for that season. Where am I going with all this? Teach your children science as a background instead of religion. Because I am spiritual. When something happens to me, I don't think of spirituality first. One of my daughters had a growth on her head. She came to show me. She did not pour anointing oil. She did not cast and bind. She just said, my other daughter looked at her head and said, this thing looks funny. My daughter came to me and said, hey, it looks a bit funny, but don't worry. After a while, the girl was sitting on our head. I'm not happy. This thing is stressing me. We took her to a dermatologist. From the face of the dermatologist, I knew that it was something to worry about. The dermatologist now referred us to another dermatologist. So I went to the other dermatologist, had it removed, and had it biopsied. Cancer. Me and Taste Buds were sitting down one day, eating lunch in Chocolate Royale, when my daughter called in panic. They said the the biopsy came back positive for malignant melanoma. The next thing like this, we begin to run around, back. We ran to all the cancer centers, ran to everybody that we knew, ran to all the oncologists. Everybody gave their opinion. We ran and did a PET CT scan, costing about $1 million back then, which now will be like 2 point something million. And they said, we're lucky we caught it on. They had already given us a bill of, I think it was $60,000 or $40,000, something like. It came to 17 million then. So we were borderline, only for them to run another test, and they saw that the margins of the growth were not positive. Despite not being positive, we had to do excision surgery and remove all the tissue around that place on her head. When we told my mother-in-law, I said, God forbid, it can never be cancer. I remember that day, my daughter was sitting down. The surgeon was shaving her head and showing me where they were going to cut. And I was like, thank God we did not say God forbid, God forbid, God forbid. The surgeon laughed. He said, come to Lut. I'll take you to the ward where they keep the God forbid people. A whole ward dedicated to it is not my portion. God forbid. They say some of them, the cancer don't enter the bone. So this one is not that you are even removing flesh. We remove bone, joint. Some people will pour anointing oil, carry it to go and meet pastor. Do you know how many people pastors have told that they will not buy and they buy it? Do you know how many people pastors have told that that business will rise again? And the business bowed. A family member had a business. The business was an amazing business, but all of a sudden the business took a downturn. So she went to meet a friend whose husband was an accountant in an oil company. And after gisting, the friend said, sell every goddamn. That's how she said it. Sell the company. If you want to sell it whole, sell it whole. If you want to break it up, break it and sell it. Sell everything. Pastor came and said, dry bones shall rise again. And guess who our family member followed? Not the business analyst, the pastor. Where is the company today? In total ruins. The problem is your foundation. The foundation of your parents is prayer, witches, and wizards. Anything that happens to them, they will say it's witch. Hey, you know that thing. Person, they use substance. In head, they turn. They will say, now winch, they manipulate them. I would have expected countries that are largely atheist should be the ones where winch they manipulate. Instead, no, now us winch they manipulate with all our churches, 5 to 10 churches on every street. Somebody said the other day that I would have not minded religion if only it made people better. It doesn't make people better, it makes them worse. Just think about it. The religious people in your life, are they better than the less religious people in your life? All the people in my life, in my family, the more the religious, the more the maybe 1 or 2 is okay. They are very judgmental, they are very wicked, they believe. One day, one of them called me and said, that he has tried for me, he has tried in my life, that if I go to hellfire, I should just know that I'm going on my own. Now I tell the person, say, Is it not better for me to go to hellfire and you go to heaven? So that the two of us will not be arguing like this. The guy said, look how you are talking like, okay, do you want me to go to heaven so you go to hellfire? God forbid, God forbid, God forbid. I remember one of my aunties that took her younger sister and married her off to somebody and was collecting money from the person at the back. This is my auntie, does not wear earring. Nobody see vision reach this my auntie. But when it comes to pure unadulterated wickedness, if you Google the word wicked, you will see a picture doing like this there. And it comes once again from the foundation. I want to talk about witches and wizards. Belinda, please, we are going to read a lot of Bible today. I need you to help me. Remember not to say, you say bye and Yahushua, and what else do we not say? We say bench, you understand? I want you to read Exodus chapter 22 verse 18. Exodus chapter 22 verse 18. Exodus chapter 22 verse 18.
Did you say Exodus 22:18?
Yes, my dearest sister.
Okay. You must not allow a sorceress to leave.
You must not do what?
The glitch is so bad.
I can hear you perfectly. I can hear you perfectly. Do you understand? So just read it
I
again.
can hear you now. You must not allow a sorceress to leave.
What is a sorceress?
A witch.
A witch. Meaning, if you see winch, you must buy winch. And on this basis, Ayamatanga. On this basis, anybody that offends you from the village is a witch. I grew up in the hood. You might not have experienced it because you all grew up in the city. Baba for hood. Ajeke. You never hear that say now witch confess. Now, I've watched a witch confessing. Now, many of these people are delusional. Many of them have schizophrenia, all sorts of delusions. I've seen a witch confess before. The people interrogating her are not trained to interrogate, so let me interrogate Belinda. Imagine a mob gathering around Belinda now. Belinda, your name is Serpent, you are a witch. Respond to, just imagine I'm drilling you. So say we don't gather you. Everybody hold. Hey. Oh yeah, talk. You are a witch. Your name means serpent. Is it true? If you don't answer, be, then somebody go and bring a long stick. I've seen this with my eye. I'm not making this up. They said they will put it inside the woman. When you see that kind of stick, you go begin confess. Now, why are you confessing? Hoping that the more things are delayed, maybe help will come. Maybe if they say, if you not talk, they will buy you. So you believe, say, okay, if I say na me do am, maybe they will leave you a little bit more. Baba, I have seen them impale, that's the word, a woman with a stick from the front. Force the stick into her. I've seen it. Why? They say a Jenny, a Jeto car, and a winch, wait up. And I can remember, as in I see idiots that were interrogating her, they were putting words into her mouth. I could tell that this woman stomach was just probably deranged. After a while, I couldn't watch anymore. We went. By the time we came back, the ribs they show. They put tire don't burn, don't burn fire, calm down. Our ribs they show. Me and my younger sister Lola were coming home one day through OJ Market in Ibadan. My father's receptionist then, Auntie Fumi, was the one leading us home. There was a bonfire like 4 stories tall. There's a person steal Maggi cube, seasoning. The fire, they not fit bring, as in they not fit bring remains come out. He boom. Say it thief Maggi for market. Ole. Good. So it is very easy for them to turn your problems into witchcraft. There are many people who have never gone to a hospital, so they don't have diagnosis. They just say begin they lean. Some people say they give them sickness, so go they dry them. If in this thing happened in the 1990s and 1980s. Imagine what happened 2,000 years prior, when people did not even understand antibiotics, when people did not understand bacteria, when people did not understand what was cholera. Just the person begin to go toilet from there, vomit from there, log out. In 6 hours, person is gone. People say that witchcraft. So even the Bible that says, "Suffer not a witch to live," does not tell us how to identify a witch. So we use our gumption. Belinda, her name now, beautiful serpent. She's a witch. Taste buds, I be like this. Now full witch. So we start using methods. You see, when I was identifying success, I used methodologies. The person must be hardworking. The person must be this. The person must be this. What are the attributes of a witch? She's beautiful. Why is she beautiful? Because she broke 3 men's hearts. She's now a witch. Let me tell you something. Imagine I kept you in a room with something that you see every day, but it's really scary to you. What would that thing be? Say I put you in a room full of things that are not harmful but are particularly scary to you. Imagine I locked you in a room with things that are not harmful, but you find them very scary. Give me an example. We don't know any. Give me an example. Yes. This mannequin head. Okay. This is a taste buds mannequin head. They wear a wig on top of it this way, so that taste buds wigs, when she's gone to the salon to have her wigs done or did, she puts them here to dry out and look nice. When she wants to go out, she just carries it from the mannequin head. All sorts of things. This is our house. So Daniela said if you put her in a room filled with this, she'll freak out. At night. Baby, please.
One of your awards, you look particularly scary to me.
One of my awards. So imagine you're kept in a room with all those awards. You'd be scared of it. Amara. So let me give you an example. Imagine I kept you in a room with like 1,000 roaches. How you feel? No, roaches are not particularly dangerous.
They are.
How?
Kissing cockroaches, you can bite.
Kissing cockroaches can bite.
They are
They are dirty, yes, I know, but they are not just gonna. But you're morbidly afraid of them. Imagine, hold on. Imagine Belinda, are you afraid of cockroach? I'm afraid of cockroach too, so don't feel bad. Imagine I tied you down. I tied your leg here, your hand, I tied you like this. I now started lifting your dress and putting cockroach inside. Me! Oh yeah, I pushed her into a kitchen with rats and cockroaches one time because we send her to go and get water downstairs. She'll now be at the staircase like this.
It was still not funny. It was too bad. There was water on the floor and there was no light in the kitchen.
One day I just lost it. I just pushed her inside the kitchen, switched off the light, and locked the door.
Holding the door. And you were holding, you were pulling.
I said, no, enough of this. Enough is enough. Amarachi's own was the funniest. A rat ran into the parlor. Amarachi was tying towel. Towel flew like this. Amarachi can cover, if Amarachi is having a bath and a fly passes, she will cover herself. Amarachi see rats. Naked, now she'll run from downstairs upstairs. I said, what is this madness? Then there was a day I came into the house. Amarachi was on the dining table. What happened? A rat. I said, it ends today. Where is Amara? As in down, she was tying towel. I can never forget it. The rat just ran across or something. Billy. Towel go this way. I just see person when no wear cloth. They run for a step.
Do you know what happened to me? 7 a.m., 6 a.m. When you go there, you say, oh, it's how you're downstairs.
Well,
if you easy go, I
yes.
know something going on me.
Yes.
Yes. 6 a.m. You don't
as we were sleeping,
oh, so how did you get downstairs so fast?
Daniela felt something crawl on her skin, whether it's her mind or something. Next time, all the lights were on. I said, what's going on? We're afraid. We're panicking that something happened. I felt something, maybe in a cockroach. It was her lashes. So what am I trying to say this? Meanwhile, when we were growing up, I used to have a friend that used to use hand to kill cockroach. The cockroach don't run just like this for war. So my grandmother used to beat him because he used to squash cockroach on the wall with sand. He used to run after cockroach with his hand. Cockroach, me. Do you know if I see cockroach in my room, now Marachi they go cause. Say, Marachi, there's work for you, cockroach. Meanwhile, I'm not afraid of centipede. There was a centipede in my bathroom yesterday. You know, if you live around all these bushy areas, you know, say Lekina reclaim. We reclaim the marsh and the swamp from the original owners. We turn on to estate. But you see that cockroach, especially the cockroach where they fly, na my oga. Cockroach where they fly, na my oga, leave anything.
You see a cockroach.
So what am I saying is, what you fear becomes your evil. We don't have a universal evil. Meanwhile, there was one day I was sitting down eating in this sitting room. As I was eating, you know, sometimes when cockroaches are moving, they are not running, they're just exploring gently. Right by my side, there was a cockroach. Taste buds looked at me calmly because she not fear cockroach. Said, there's a cockroach beside you. Oh my gosh. The movie ended. I ran into my room, went to bring shell talks. Then the worst one is when you spray the flying ones with their last energy, they will now fly to show you that there's this senior you. Hey! So when you are afraid of something, it becomes evil. Whether you like it or not, cockroaches decompose things. They are part of the food chain. They are useful. But they're evil. So, when they say look for a witch, you will look for those things you fear, those things you despise, those things that you think have happened to you before. And when you see them projected in a person, that person becomes a witch. I don't know if I'm connecting to you or not. When you see, when they tell you that, you will all make this judgment. You say, this person a witch. Ask yourself, why? Maybe she collected your boyfriend and then still broke your boyfriend's heart. Because to be honest, The boyfriend was the one toasting her. So she said yes to collect his money, and when she was done with his money, she moved on to a bigger fish. But you see, your boyfriend sees her as a witch that broke his heart, and your boyfriend will say she used juju on him. No, you wanted to hit it. There are so many instances in life when they say, that woman used juju tie her head. Baba, I'm a man. You get where woman go find reach. Get where woman go twist my brain reach. I go carry my last card, give am. Then you get woman where I go dey relationship with to bring out Uber money. I go dey ask and say she not sabi enter bus. It has happened before. Some women, have you ever experienced that? Everybody will call one guy stingy. Then you meet one guy and say, no, he's not stingy. Because there are some men that will bring out everything and give you. But there are some, they don't see the value in you. Maybe you have not yet come to your place of value, or there is no value in you, so there's nothing to actually see. Hallelujah. So when they carry a witch and they say this woman is a witch, what is the test, the litmus test for witchcraft? When they say Aliko Dangote is a billionaire, it means he has more than 1,000,000,000 dollars in his account. The yardstick for being a billionaire, it might not be all the money in his account, but his net worth is over $1 billion. That's why you see Zuckerberg in the list. What's the test you have? Is that if he's a billionaire? No, I don't have $1 billion. But when it comes to witchcraft, it now becomes a personal thing. Hallelujah. Oh yeah, everybody, let's settle down back. So the witchcraft has no yardstick. There is no empirical measurement for witchcraft. But then you have been told to suffer not a witch to live. And then the imagery of witchcraft has been projected into your problems. Many of us have that auntie that we believe is a witch. That grandpa that we believe is a wizard. That great uncle that we believe is a sorcerer. And we go into the Bible. Now, we also need to understand that the imagery of our generation can be very vivid when it comes to witchcraft. And all thanks to people like Bamiloye. You need to understand that if there is a physical solution to your problem, 99% of Pentecostal churches will close. Belinda, the reason why you go to a Pentecostal church night vigil, the reason why you go to all these things is because you have been fed the notion that they can solve your problem, whether it's because your husband is cheating on you, or your husband is beating you, or you don't have husband in the first place. The church offers a solution. Your husband is cheating on you, what's the solution? What's the church solution? Pray. Your husband is beating you, what's the solution? Pray. You don't have a husband, what's the solution? Pray. The moment you realize that the reason why you don't have a husband is because you don't like to bath, that day your problem ends. That day your problem will end, you will find husband. Chris Bassi was on my live last night. He said he dated an Oyibo who know the bath. And that's now why you know Marianne. Especially for winter. It's on my life, it's on my page. You can go and watch it. So the moment prayer cannot solve marriage crisis, prayer cannot solve business crisis, prayer cannot solve health crisis, you will stop going to those churches. 99% of people that are challenging God in the middle of the night is because of what you see the testimonies. I had back pain and the back pain went. The people that have back pain in America is Nigerian challenge that removes the back pain. So your God, your whole God is back pain that he removes. Your mates are curing cancer. Your mates are using stem cell research to cure diabetes. Your God, your whole God is curing backache. What an embarrassment. Right now in China, they are doing stem cell research. And with that research, they've cured one person of type 1 diabetes. Your whole God, God of heaven and earth, the Lord of heaven's armies, na backache they cure. Your God and masseuse, na the same work with them. You have lessened your God. You see, when you personalize your problems and carry them before God, that's when you make a mockery of your God. Because then you now see real problems. All the celebs wait by. Your God not raised any. God can raise. Okay, who has he raised? Who? The witchcraft mentality. We blame everything on witchcraft. We blame everything on the spiritual. We blame everything on the supernatural. And then we have a Bible backing for it. Suffer not a witch to live. And it suits us. Because the Bible actually says it in multiple places. Help me, my darling Belinda. My beautiful snake. Leviticus chapter 20 verse 27. Leviticus 20:27.
Men and women among you who act as mediums or who consult the spirits of the dead must be put to death by stoning.
Must be put to buy. Don't forget.
By stoning. They are guilty of a capital offense.
So anybody when they consult with spirits, they must buy them. But guess the other things where Bible say we must buy. Deuteronomy 22 verse. Read from verse. Let me say verse 18. Deuteronomy 22. I love this particular part of the Bible. Deuteronomy 22 verse 18. No, I think verse 16. Please don't be angry. A bit of a long read. Verse 15. Sorry, 15. Start from 15. Or even 14. Verse 15. Yeah, fine. Read from there.
Then the woman's father and mother must bring the proof of her virginity to the elders as they hold court at the town gate.
So if a man makes an accusation and say, in carrying wife go house, so in wife no be view, the parents must bring proof. Say their daughter na V. Continue reading.
Her father must say to them, I gave my daughter to this man to be his wife, and now he has turned against her. He has accused her of shameful conduct, saying, I discovered that your daughter was not a bee. But here is proof of my daughter's divinity. Then they must spread her bed sheets before the elders. The elders must then take the man and punish him. They must also fine him 100 pieces of silver, which he must pay to the woman's father because he publicly accused a bee of Israel of shameful conduct. The woman will then remain the man's wife, and he may never divorce her. But suppose the man's accusations are true, and and he can show that she was not a bee, the woman must be taken to the door of her father's home, and there the men of the town must stone her to fire.
They must stone her till she die. It's okay.
She committed a disgraceful crime in Israel.
It's okay, my darling Belinda. I remember one day I was having argument with one girl in my office. Say, yes, what do you mean they should not buy witch? The Bible says, Exodus chapter 22, suffer not a witch to live. Meanwhile, I know 3 of the girl boyfriends. I tell the girl, if we are using this Bible as a yardstick, you will not be alive to accuse somebody of witchcraft. Therefore, don't stone you sins. Therefore, don't stone you sins. The same Bible will say make you stone winch. That same Bible say make you stone person will not be V. Let me tell you how this V is bad. Many of our mothers were not V when they even married them. So you will not be even alive to stone witch. Because therefore don't stone your mamas. Oh. Some of you, my grandmother not be V. So therefore not born your papa, take born you. The reason why you are alive today is because they neglected a stoning. So why do you want to pick a stoning that favors you? I can only imagine if we're practicing stoning of non-V. Only me go day here with like 5 people. Many of you now, don't be saying not be you. Now mama the stoning for don't happen. So now not go even do this life first. You not go do this life, not to talk of the life. Because you have to be in this life to be in the life. How many of your wives were V's when you married them? Talk now. When I want to go stone winch, we'll start from your house. We'll carry your wife, go stone first. Then when we are done, we'll begin to look for witch. One girl called me the other day and said, that her previous boyfriend was better than this one. Say, this one knows how to do. I just look at him and say, stoning loaded. What am I trying to say? When we start to zero in on the hypocrisy of, I told this story, we're coming from Ekiti State. I said I wanted to buy snake meat. They say, God forbid that the Bible says you should not eat snake. I say, Bible, let's go there. The same Bible that says you should not eat snake says you should not eat catfish, you should not eat crab, you should not eat snail. You can't hear me. I wish I can call you on WhatsApp. Do you have another phone? And if I remove you, and I can hear you clearly.
Let me leave and then come back.
Okay. Someone say including me. It's true. I might not even be around. Guys, please forgive me. It's the network. So, when you blame witchcraft for our problems, and then we don't have a standardized measurement for witchcraft, we end up blaming the wrong people for our problems and end up not growing as a people. We end up behaving hypocritically. We know if they say make you can't stone your mama now, say your mama no be V, you not go agree. But to stone another person, mama say the person mama now winch, you go there happy to stone. And I could hear Belinda very clearly. Very clearly. I want us to go a little bit further. I'm inviting her back. Can you see me now? It's better. Deuteronomy 18:22. Deuteronomy 18:22 the types of people that we should stone, along with winch and non-V. Deuteronomy 18:22. Deuteronomy 18:22. Bookie Shorter, how are you doing?
Should I read it?
Yes, please.
If a man is discovered committing adultery, both he and the woman must die. In this way, you will purge.
Deuteronomy 18:22. Sorry. 18:22. Deuteronomy 18:22.
Okay, if the prophet speaks in the Lord's name, but his prediction does not happen or come true, you will know that the Lord did not give that prophet the message.
Okay, to understand 22, let's read verse 20 to 22 for the context, the body of it. Start from verse 20.
I should start from verse 20.
Yes, 18:20.
Okay. But any prophet who falsely claims to speak in my name, or who speaks in the name of another God, must fire.
Any prophet that speaks falsely, in my name must buy. At least on the grow of people we're supposed to buy. Please, how do we know when a prophet speaks falsely? Read verse 21.
But you may wonder, how will we know whether or not a prophecy is from the Lord? If the prophet speaks in the Lord's name, but his prediction does not happen or come true, you will know that the Lord did not give that message. The prophet has spoken without my authority and may not be feared.
So let's talk about Nigerian prophet and Geo, where they speak and they happen, or the opposite they happen. So we have three people that we're supposed to spy with stoning now. We get winch, we get non-V, and we get prophet. Allah. No Nigerian prophet. The prophet will remain for Nigeria if they say, may they carry out this particular Bible. If he remain theory, as in church go just empty. You go just enter inside church. You say pastor, you hear pastor, pastor, pastor. Empty. Person go come and say, Baba, they just turn our pastor this week. They say give one prophecy no enter. Baba, our own give prophecy last week, they wait for them. Baba, some prophets, people go there outside their church with stone like this on 31st of December. So yeah, all those nonsense where they can't give us New Year prophecy. In fact, COVID, they don't stone. All the prophets will say this year is going to be a good year. The Lord has revealed that. Then we can't get COVID. They don't line all of them, church stoning. One prophet say, and that prophet still work out. Okay, he did prison. One prophet say that just before the handover to Tinubu, say everywhere go scatter for Nigeria. There will be they say NSAS go the learn work. Say they go arrest Obi, they go arrest Tinubu. Everywhere go scatter. They'll come give mandate to Tinubu. Who remembers that prophecy? People actually believe that prophecy. What does the Bible say we should do to that prophet? I'm asking you, Belinda, you are a lawyer. What does the Bible say? According to the law, because this is a set of laws. According to the penal code of the Bible that we are adopting. The Bible, this part of the Bible was meant for the Israelites, but we say now our own. Okay. So according to the same penal code that say we must stone winch, what does the Bible say about prophets where they give nonsense prophecy?
It says that they should be quiet.
They should be quiet. Let's read more Bible. The Bible is our guide now. Numbers chapter 15 verse 32. Numbers chapter 15, verse 32.
Numbers 32 what?
Numbers 15, 32.
One day, while the people of Israel were in the wilderness, they discovered a man gathering wood on the Sabbath day. The people who found him doing this took him before Moses, Aaron, and the rest of the community. They held him in custody because they did not know what to do with him. Then the Lord said to Moses, "The man must be put to fire. The whole community must stone him outside the camp." So the whole
It's okay. So what did this man do that he deserves buying?
He gathered wood on the Sabbath day.
What day is the Sabbath day? The Sabbath day is Saturday.
Sunday?
No, Saturday. The 7th day. Sunday is the first day of the week. Did you go to work yesterday, Belinda?
No.
All of you that went to work yesterday must be quiet. I'm reading all the capital offenses. You know, there are some offenses that say, it, like for instance, if you eat catfish, they say you are unclean. They will not buy you, but you are unclean. You understand? You have disobeyed God. But if you walk on the Sabbath, they must buy you. If you are not a V, they must buy you. If you are a witch or you dey play with spirit, they must buy you. Now make I come give you one more Bible verse. Make I end because Leviticus 20 verse 13. Leviticus 20 verse 13. Number is everybody there on top of this table. You and wings are the same, you don't just know. The problem is your pastor will not read all this part that I'm reading to you. They will read the part that your auntie is a winch, so you think your auntie is your problem. You want to use this Bible as your penal code, read this one again.
If a man practices agege,
If a man practices agege,
having bench
with another man,
both men have committed a detestable act. They must both be put to fire, for they are guilty of capital.
okay, so buy all the winch, buy all the people where they work on Sabbath, buy all the non-veg, buy all the prophets where they lie, come buy all the agege. Allah, Nigeria turned to desert. Nobody go remain. All your pastors, even if they miss the false prophet own, which I'm not sure say they feel miss them, they go collect the Saturday work own. Working on the Sabbath, they collect that one. Go. All the women, if you are lucky enough, say you be V, and they not stone you as winch, Sabbath go carry you go. Then all our men, we struggle. I'm not a false prophet. I'm a V. Oh no. Agege list go just come out. You just see their name there. That means say God go dey read this lover. God go just call him servant Moses, say, my servant Moses, the most humble on earth. Have you seen this lover? Moses will say, my Lord, I sighted it last night. I was hoping you will not see it. Moses, carry Aaron and Miriam, go to their houses one by one and stone all the agege. Not be talk about it inside Bible. May we not add adultery, because that means they go buy everybody reach Ghana. So when you are sitting down as judge and jury, judging the witches that must be eyed with the energy you have, Thank God just go down on your knees, right? All of you who don't accuse your auntie say she be winch, your mama say she be winch, your grandma way she be winch. Just kneel down where you are, thank God. Say no be this be our penal code. Because that your mama will not be winch for not see you born. That your pastor that people call daddy in the Lord, that they as in they will wait for him outside with stone like this. Oh yeah, prophesy. That one way pastor go read weather reports, can't use and do prophecy. Prophesy! This year is going to be year. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a new sickness, it's called COVID. They are closing our You go collect stoning. And you see what the problem with the religious mindset is. The first problem is the hypocrisy. A non-V, the stone winch. Agege, the stone winch. False prophets, the stone winch. Everybody now they're supposed to know, but among all we they're supposed to, some don't come together and are picking up one set that this is the problem. So the first problem is the hypocrisy. According to the old law, all of us here supposed don't chop one kind stone or the other. Blasphemy too na stoning. But if you know how many offenses carry stoning, adultery, agege, winch, non-V, walking on the Sabbath, false prophecy, worshiping idols, as in the list long. But then, because we have religion as our mindset, first problem is we are hypocritical. Second problem is we ignore the real problems and start stoning winches, like people did in medieval times. When there was the bubonic plague, the story has it. The bubonic plague was transferred from house to house by the fleas on the rats. So guess what? The wise men of the town were consulted. So they brought all the wise men together. The wise men said this, you know, Baba, I need you all to read about the bubonic plague. People, as in, if he enters one town like this and 10,000 people did that town, in 1 week, the people don't reduce to 600. It did decimate population. It will just slice through a population like that. One woman, within 1 week, buried her husband and 7 children. Let me tell you how bad it was, the bubonic plague. There were people knocking on the door. My body. There's nowhere to bury. How many you lose 8 people? Only your house. The next person lose 10. The next person lose 5. Well, then they carry them and give people to go throw away. If they reduce population to 15%, bubonic plague just enter one population that 100,000 people did there. In 1 week, it don't remain 15. You know they waste time. Nobody those sickness like HIV way, and like 20 years go take no who get them, who not get them. Once they don't begin get the fever like this, the next day they don't log out. So the elders, the wise men of the town gathered. And what did they come out with? They said it's the witchcraft. And then they blamed the cats. Much to the delight of the real perpetrators, the rats. The rats could not believe it. We where they spread this thing, they can't say now the people where they chop us. They now begun to buy cats because the solution to their problem was witchcraft. So once they were able to get rid of the cats, they don't know what hit them. Their problem entered their tree. It's funny, Abi. It's funny, Abi. Nigeria is there now. We are still blaming our problem on witchcraft. 500, 600, 700 years later, we are still blaming our problems on spirituality. And just as they were offering spiritual solution, buy the cats, because if you buy the cats, the witch is not going to get power to the walk. We are running to spiritual houses for the solution for our problem. Now I want you all to sit down and look at Nigeria since 1960. All the hallelujah challenges that we have done, all the mountains that we have climbed, all the beach conferences that we have, all the 5 churches on every street, sometimes 10 churches on some streets. My question is, what did we achieve? Now let me ask you, since 1960 till now, what do you think the problems of Nigeria are? The real problems, not the perceived problems, not the religious foundation stone, the witch problems. What I want all of you to mention one problem Nigeria has. Starting with you, Belinda. Any one problem, genuine problem. Illiteracy. Can it be solved by prayer? Can it be solved by church? No. The churches build schools that their members cannot attend. Number 1, illiteracy. You, give me a problem. No. Give me a solution. Give me don't use witchcraft. I've already identified witchcraft. Give me one. Illiteracy is one. It's one of our real problems that is making us suffer. Forget about spirituality. Being corrupt. Corruption. You. Lack of foresight. You. Tradition and religion, they can be put together. Corruption and greed. Tradition and culture. As you see this beautiful Belinda now, she says she won't marry Yoruba man. Her kinsmen will say, Laila, she must not move her tribe. As she did like this, when she won't marry, her auntie go sit her down and say, when it comes to marriage, you must be able to cook and clean. Your husband comes home every day from work, sits down, puts his leg up, and then you carry that mentality to Canada. Then you will work nurse work, because now nurse work they reign for Canada. You will do shift, finish, come home, your husband is watching TV. Belinda, welcome home, are you home? What are we eating today? As a lovely Nigerian wife, you cannot just serve him macaroni and cheese. It must be a pan cocoa, where you will carry the cocoyam, small like this, wrap it inside leaf one by one. I was there when they were making a pan cocoa. Just the wrap is like 2 hours. You have not washed the liver, just the wrapping. Then you serve him, then you put his hand on your head and say, baby, Belin. Then we finish eating, and when he does like this, he says, oh yeah, to the other room. Someone said drunkenness. Drunkenness is not a problem in Nigeria. How is drunkenness a problem in Nigeria? Our real problems are lack of foresight, and there is nothing that blinds your foresight more than religion. Thank you, my darling. Nothing blind. You will have eyes, but you will not be able to visualize. As they see me, so I know where. I feel just wake up one day, they find out, say, if I want to buy a bulletproof car, how much? I'll begin to call all the car dealers one by one, they question them. So I can imagine it. In the 90s or the 80s, I think it was the 90s, Dubai people came and said, Nigeria should invest in Dubai. That time we were very rich, we had money. We had money lying around. We had money that was not doing anything, money. We're laughing at them, say, who wants to go and invest in the desert? No foresight. Can we talk about greed? Greed is the number one problem that destroyed Nigeria. And guess what? 99% of Nigerian pastors are greedy. That's why they will collect your tithe, they will collect your offering, and demand that you bring your entire January salary and come and give them. If not that you are Olori Buruku. If not that they are shekpe for your papa. If not that your own no feel better, why you go carry your January salary go give pastor? If not be say you be Olori Buruku. Then I was watching the child of a Geo explaining first fruit. There is first fruit increase and first fruit. So for instance, as I did like this, my salary now, make I give myself one sweet salary. My salary now $300,000 a month. And the kind of salary really hungry me now with that. So imagine my salary is $300,000 a month. What's my tithe? $30,000. Then my boss calls me one day and said, Daddy Freeze, you have done so well. I'm increasing your salary to 400,000 naira a month. $400,000 a month, naira, God forbid. So that 100,000 is my first fruit increase. I must give it to my favorite, I don't want to use the word Yahoo boy, but the distance is not far. So first of all, so let's imagine this month, the month of November, I'm no longer earning the $300,000 I earned in October. In the month of November, now I'm going to earn $400,000. So first of all, I'm going to take $30,000 from my $300,000 and give to my favorite Yahoo boy. And then I will take the whole $100,000 increase. So there is first fruit increase and first fruit. So tithe is separate. First fruit of my increase, that whole 100,000. Then in January, I will carry the whole 400,000. Go carry on. If there's any other thing that is more Yahoo than that, please show me what it is. Kò sí Yahoo tó tó kíní yẹn láyé yìí. Tithe. Dìdìrì ló ń san, olè ló ń gbà á. Na mumu dey pay am, na thief na dey collect am. So the Yahoo starts from the tithe. Then the first fruit. Then the first fruit of your increase. Anyway, I'm not saying nobody will pay first fruit of increase now because everybody get decrease now for Nigeria. So how can greedy people lead you out of greed? It's not possible now. Your pastor, they patronize Olosho. You won't come out for Olosho. You can't go, they pray with your pastor. Which day your pastor not go hire you for your real services, where you like and where you they say naturally by default. A greedy man cannot save you from greed. So, the real witchcraft of Nigeria is greed, lack of love, poor foresight, or none at all. But nothing like greed. Every other country in the world has roads. Romania is a poor, small country. I was on a bus for 18 hours. There was no pothole. 18 hours. I was doing video call with taste buds through a mountain range, through a valley, over a river in the bus. The network did not cut. I cannot do that same life from my bedroom, sitting on top of the IPNX server. What I will do in a bus, in a valley in Romania, I cannot do from my bedroom, sitting on top of the fiber optic of IPNX. As I'm talking to you now, I'm using MTN. If not, if na IPNX, Belinda no go see me. She could just know, say she did one live. She don't know who did the live with her. Nothing works because somebody somewhere is greedy. Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, look how long it took them to fix it. I'm just praying. I'm glad that they finished fixing it. The next prayer is, let nothing happen to it. Because if anything happens to it, before they will fix it again. In Romania, there are people who watch traffic lights. You know me, I like to stroll in the middle of the night and be on the phone and be gisting. And that's why I realized that people, they go, that traffic light where they see where they turn green, yellow, amber. People, they will clean them. Now they are work to clean traffic lights. There's love for one another. A squirrel has rights in Nigeria. Just be poor, you realize how rightless you are. If you are rich, you have rights. A rich man's dog has more rights than a poor man's child. Just know. I don't want to talk about some children where they gather one day, carry them, go court. I don't want to talk about them because nothing concerns me. But you just use your brain, figure them out. I've seen an accident in the UK where a helicopter came to a lift. Nigeria, you don't want to have accident too. Just pray against it. That's why there's prayer house for you. Because the government will not work. Now guess what? Your greedy pastors and your greedy leaders are friends. I want to end my sermon there. With that, you will understand the hopelessness of your situation. Your greedy pastors and your greedy leaders are friends. One day, somebody came and complained about one pastor that was selling miracle water. NAFDAC intervened and made a lot of noise about it. Some big shops, I mean big chops, went to protest to NAFDAC to tell them to leave spiritual matters alone. That's the day where I realized that if you are poor in this country, you deserve your poverty. Because the first step away from a prison is the knowledge that you are inside a prison. You cannot get out of a prison you don't know you are in. Somewhere that you're enjoying. You're enjoying the prison. So they don't make you presido. Until you realize that you are inside a prison, you can never get out of it. And I end my message here today. The worship of God, the most important worship of God, is through selfless service to humanity. When you serve your brother and sister, when you love your brother and sister as yourself, you are worshiping God. No, Nigerians do not know that one. I remember there's a church on my street here. I was driving an Audi R8 convertible then, very low sports car. So I'm coming on the road. People just come from church. They just go worship God, finish. Come block the whole road. You not come fit pass. Instead of them to file patiently, you just went to worship God. And then you are coming to cause problem for mankind. And you think God is there. You think God. I swear, God left Nigeria so long ago. If God was still in Nigeria, you go just they drive and the God will not tell you slap. God don't abandon us. Because of our witchcraft of greed. Peter Obi can't talk. He say instead of night vigil, make una begin do night shift. Son of pastor begin throw am. Say how night vigil take affect Nigeria. Brother, calm down. Now your inheritance you dey protect. I not blame you. I not get fight with you. Me and you not fit quarrel. I not if na my papa inheritance where I go inherit the business where me have to go inherit. I go defend them. I go defend them. I tell people all the time, church is your father, is your pastor's real estate business that his children will inherit. By children, I don't mean spiritual children. Those ones now morally. His biological and his adopted children. And those ones will inherit the church business. That's why they are protecting it. You know, they see Geo's children, the way they aggressively protect their father's business. That's what their father is leaving for them. Hallelujah, somebody. You don't know what the Lord is doing for you that he has opened your eyes to do. So I want us, ladies and gentlemen, in a sober mood to reflect over our lives. I want us to thank God for the awakening. And I want us to try to spend some time in the service of humanity. How do you serve humanity? By being innovative. How do you serve humanity? By being realistic. How do you serve humanity? By loving your neighbor as yourself. And I'm going to end this sermon with a Christian instruction. Philippians chapter 2 verse 3. Philippians chapter 2 verse 3. I want this verse to ring in your head for the rest of the week. This should be your motto. Philippians chapter 2 verse 3. Help me, Belinda.
Don't be selfish. Don't try to impress others. Be humble, thinking of others as better than yourself.
Be humble. Think of others as better than you. Don't do anything out of selfish ambition. Nigeria is where it is because even your church preaches selfish ambition. My case is different. It's selfish ambition. Because if you obey Philippians chapter 2 verse 3, you will never say your case is better than your neighbor's case, because the Bible says your neighbor's case must be better than your case. The Bible instructs. It says do nothing out of selfish ambition. Don't be selfish. Don't try to impress others. Be humble, thinking of others as better than yourself. The moment you carry a doctrine, my case is different, you have defied God. You have defied biblical instruction. You are part of the witchcraft that is consuming this country. Philippians chapter 2 verse 3. Philippians chapter 2 verse 3 is your memory. In Sunday school they used to give children memory verse. Your memory verse is Philippians chapter 2 verse 3. Do nothing out of selfish ambition. It's not easy. We're all guilty. I'm guilty too. I'm not coming here to lord over you to tell you I'm better than you. But the difference between me and your pastor is me, I've identified that it is a problem and I'm working against it. Your pastor is preaching to you like it is a type of grace. The Nigerian church preaches selfish ambition as a type of grace. Your case is different. This year is your year. Unmerited promotion is part of what has destroyed Nigeria today, because you have look at all your leaders, how many of them merit to be in office? Zero. But unmerited promotion, unmerited promotion, unmerited promotion is what they preach. That's one of the problems of your country. None of your leaders is qualified to be in office. How did they get there? Unmerited promotion. So if your leader who is leading you is there because of unmerited promotion, and you are praying for God to promote you and give you unmerited promotion as a form of grace, which day does your country want to ever have sense? Your country cannot have sense as long as you have leaders like yours and foolish followers like you. The country can never make sense, ever. They teach unmerited favor. They'll say it is grace. What is grace? The fact that Christ died on the cross so that you may be saved. What are you using the grace for? Nothing. Please come on. Run. I want to end. Where is Amara? I want to end here. Miracle money is part of unmerited favor and this stupidity that we have turned to grace. Grace is the ability to receive forgiveness and give it. Forgiveness cannot be received if you cannot give it. That's grace. You getting a job in an office where your sugar daddy works is not grace. You getting a job or a promotion because your father is on the board is not grace. That's selfish ambition. The person who is supposed to be in that office can never be in that office because of you. Nigeria needs people who have foresight, people who are dedicated, people who are courageous, and people who have the ability and capability. You have none, and you are in office, and then you go and lie on the floor in front of the pulpit and thank God. Thank God for what? You were God supposed to slap. Grace is salvation. Nigeria does not have grace because we cannot be saved from the very thing Christ preached against. I end my message here today. As you go into a new week, let Philippians chapter 2 verse 3 be your guide. All of you. God bless you, Henry. You have to be competent. You have to have the ability and the capability. You have to be courageous. You think Eduardo putting down $30,000. Not bravery, not courage. I believe in this idea and I'm going to make it work. Nigeria can be better again. And we Christians in Nigeria can be the driving force of a better Nigeria. But we can never do it from night vigil. We can never do it from challenging God. You are just making your pastors more and more famous and they will use back end to make money. They make a lot of money. Don't let anybody deceive you. The ones that are monetized and the ones that are not. We've been challenging God for the last how many years? Has Nigeria improved? Every year it gets worse. And who is the GO of the person that challenges God? Is one of the... But make una not the gawk all these things. Make una not the monkey. I want to end with a prayer. Heavenly Father, I come before you to thank you for everything you've done in our lives. I bless and I praise you. I worship and glorify you. I thank you for the opening up of our minds. And I ask for your healing of our thought processes, purging of the lies our grandparents and parents were fed. Save us with the truth that sets us free. In Yahushua's name I pray. Amen. In 2 weeks, we'll be having our UK convention. We're going to be having a Free Nation church meeting, physical church meeting in the UK. It's going to be our communion service. Thank you very much taste buds. So please, if you want to support, if you are in the UK, get in touch with Simply Vic or Bookie Shote. They will guide you on the venue. We've not announced the venue. You know, venue is not cheap. And venue is not cheap. So we are still trying to get everything together. Those of you that have sent, I think so far I got about £300. Thank you so much to those people. I don't want to mention their names unless they want to be mentioned. Thank you so much for that. The venue alone is going to set us back. I don't even want to mention, I don't want to think of the figures. So we are start trying to work with different things to be able to arrive at where we can arrive. How about physical church meetings here in Lagos? Why always London? Because if I'm going to London, I'm going for different things, and it's always good for us to meet once a year. It just started as a tradition. Nothing special about it. It's just one of our traditions. So my problem with Lagos physical meetings is, from my experience, it's a gathering of beggars. People will gather for you to solve their problem without concerning about moving the message forward. We're already doing a lot of our charities, and our charities are overstoked. If they hear that the freeze is going somewhere, they will all gather with their problems. And it's not an opportunity to solve problems, but an opportunity to move the gospel forward. That is why we rather do it in the UK. All this money that looks like big money, max we spend maybe 10 million. One person problem for Nigeria na 10 million, just one person. Or 2 or 3 people, that's 10 million. But the UK, the message is more important than saving 1 or 2 people. You see, the reason why they are in trouble is because they listen to the wrong message. That's why they're in trouble. I remember somebody came to a friend of mine the other day and said that his ear was almost blocked. He now went to a pastor to pray for him. They now poured olive oil in the ear. The ear is now blocked. The person said, you don't need the ear before. Because if you have been listening to Daddy Free since, you will know that you're not supposed to carry your ear. We don't nearly spoil finish. Go give man of God. So as you not get ear again, it's very good. You were not using the ear for anything special before, so deal with it. Some of the reasons why they're in poverty is because they refuse to listen. So the message is more important than dragging somebody that refused to listen until you go into trouble. He's now inside poverty. Then it's now my business to get you out of the poverty that I was warning you that you were going to enter. So we end here. If you are interested in supporting, please get in touch with me. You can send me a DM. Anybody on YouTube, if you want to attend, listen, if you cannot support but you want to attend, no problem. Just tell us early so we can make arrangements for you. Some people, as they don't hear support now, they won't run. No. We are not billing anybody. Those who have support will assist with support. And those who are not, you are welcome to attend. Someone says it's easier to cure poverty in the UK than in Nigeria. Yes, and when we are moving from there, we are moving to Canada and the US. Nigeria, they want Moses. Nigeria is still looking for Moses until they get their mind out of that Moses mentality. You are your own Moses. No Moses is coming to save you. Save yourself. Otumba Yomi, thank you so much. Just send me a DM. Or you can also send Simply Vic a DM. Daniela Marco, I hope I'm going to see you there. Someone says, you can't just conclude that everybody in Lagos are beggars. Trust me, we ran the Free Nation Church physical office for about 4 years. Now from one case to the other. Am I lying? When we closed it down, I breathed a sigh of relief. And those people never convened again. They used to convene only because they believed that they will. Some people come for 3 months. After the 3rd month, they will throw one story, say, leg, they paid me, teeth, they paid me. So we're just solving one person's problem or the other. So, yes, I'm going to have a meeting in Lagos too, but it's going to be, because we can't afford to spend our money. We're not getting tithe and offering or seed. The money has to be raised in-house. We now run a congregation, or we now run a convention, and then still now use the money and still now take care of people. It's going to be hard. You understand what I'm saying? So you also have to help us with that. So those of you that are in Canada, let's start thinking of how we're going to bring it to Canada too, and the US. Remember the last 3 times that we held the convention, everybody was taken to dinner. At least something small we'll eat. I'm not sure we can do that this year because changing naira to pounds is frightening. It's frightening. The economy is in a state right now, and it can only get out of that state if we are ready to do the work. Prayers have failed us, as in the result of prayer is 0. If prayers and tithing worked, your parents will be okay in old age. If prayers and tithing will say, tithing, they work. By now, every month, God's supposed to send money, give our parents, say, your account done ready to take this. All the years of sowing to God, what did you get in it at the end of the day? The people that were wise enough to buy dollar or Bitcoin have something to fall back on in old age. Houston 2025, definitely. We get Samaria for Houston, we get OJ for Houston, we get many people for Houston. So definitely Houston is going to be something. It's definitely going to be something. So thank you so much, Belinda. I'm so sorry I took all of your day. You look so beautiful, and as usual, you read so well, and you're very intelligent. And please spread the message. Nigeria can be saved. Yes, Nigeria is on life support, but there are things we will do and we'll be healed. God bless you all, and see you soon. Remember, if you want to support, send me a DM. Take care, and God bless us all.